The next big dynamic event will be the blockade running. First time we heard about this was roughly a year ago, possibly even less. And if I do remember correctly, the idea of this event was to swap out one of the older events. This event will come with overhauled cargo systems. In an idea, it's a combination of cargo hauling and space combat. One of the stations is blockaded and we need to recover the cargo from pirates who have captured it. Of course, the idea here will remain that we want to get as much cargo as possible, so the best idea would be to disable the ship. We will also need an escort to perform in this event. The blockade running was inspired by Xenotret. It's the cooperation between players. Either you're just there to help keep the rabble away, you're there to help fill the ship up, perhaps you have lost your own ship and are helping somebody else. It is the same type of cooperation which they are aiming for with the new blockade running event. It starts out with a mission to recover cargo from one of the possible locations from enemy ship. Ideally, of course, you do want to get as much cargo as possible. So in this case, it might be actually good to use distortion weapons, as you want to keep the ship disabled, keep it down, board it and then take everything you can. Or perhaps we can even take the ship. Then we will get the cargo to the station. Of course, that is where enemies have set up their blockade and we do need all sorts of combat capable ships. And once we have landed, the enemies have been taken care of, we will be able to use the new cargo elevator mechanic for this specific mission. Payment regarding this works with progress, giving money every now and then once certain amounts have been delivered, and once everything is delivered you get a proper bump. Alongside the event of course come the cargo elevators and freight missions. These will allow us to deliver and organize our cargo and actually work as a space trucker. We can do the full logistical unloading processes ourselves, manually loading and unloading, working out on our logistics and actually managing all the routes and cargoes we need to take. And the cargoes will have actual value. This can sound like something that players can at some point or some way exploit. Perhaps, but I would assume there is some form of reputation or something attached to it, so it would be more ideal for players to get the reputation up and deliver the cargo, perhaps even get better missions. There will be several types of these missions. It can be from location A to location B, just a delivery. It can be a single pickup, multi drop-off, or it can be the other way around, multi pickup, single drop-off. The core idea here is simple. As it is not yet connected to the dynamic economy, it's the idea of mining station having mined for resources now needs a delivery driver, and thus creating an illusion of sorts of an economy actively working once there are plenty of players doing these missions. Maybe this will even be fun for the pirates, and it will be less risky for the players who do want to do freight but do not want to risk their money. So there is quite a bit of hope regarding this, but there is also quite a bit of work, as most of the labor regarding these missions, as I understand, will need to be manual. There was also discussion regarding effort and reward. So if you spend longer doing something, you should get rewarded a bit more. Personally, if we're talking about the freight and deliveries, I think these should be the other way around. The faster you deliver, you should get a bonus. But when we are talking about the combat scenarios, well, technically you're paying a mercenary, so I would see that as a great idea. If you're doing a bunker run, you are in the area, you actually take longer time clearing it or doing the mission in it, you get rewarded accordingly. But I wouldn't say this is a must, as most of these bunker missions which go harder actually pay out really well. Same for space combat missions. It of course can be a good idea for new players who might take longer doing these things, as I do not actually see it a problem, but I would assume that there would be at least some deliveries which are time critical or something, which would give a bonus at some point. That would make sense. The blockade running, cargo missions, freight elevators, all of it will be a good stepping stone for Star Citizen as more features and progress is being made. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe and thanks for watching.